Four remain: India, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand. We'll talk India first.
Yes.
They're currently playing against the mighty Netherlands, who did manage a few wins this World Cup. They have been outstanding. 8 from 8, very highly likely to go undefeated moving forward.
Yep. Well, if they win this game, if they want to win the comp, they have to go undefeated. So
correct.
It would be an impressive feat.
Lots been spoken about Virat Kohli over the last few years, and is he past it? And then the last sort of 6 months, breaking that ton drought, at least in white ball cricket, and he's been King Virat. He's third, currently averaging over 100. He's only been dismissed 5 times, and definitely could get a few today as well. But the rest of them have been good. Captain Rohit Sharma's been very good, 400 odd runs, over 55. Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul also have been very good. Their only probably sort of criticism, I suppose, of their top end is Shubman Gill, who we've always been a big proponent of on the podcast, has really struggled, and Sky has been a bit ordinary. So if they do lose early wickets, that middle order is probably yet to be proven just yet. But look, they're 8 from 8 when there's not many weaknesses there. No one expected them to really struggle through the group stage. I don't think many people saw an undefeated sort of run coming through. I thought they might have dropped one here or there. But odds on to win the whole thing and going to be very hard to beat. Yeah,
I'm being very impressed that their bowling attack has probably been focused more on their quicks, with their quicks being very dominant throughout the tournament. Then what I thought it kind of at the start of the tournament, after watching a few games, I thought, it's looking like spin to win. A lot of teams winning will get the spin, but then it's kind of changed, and it's ended up being you need good quality quicks to also support those spinners to actually get good wins, because there's a lot of big scores getting thrown around.
Completely different to any of the red ball cricket that we've watched, recent series with England being over there, with us being over there. Yeah. We've followed quite intently, and it's a completely different kettle of fish. They've been dishing up roads, small grounds, hot weather, and it's really been a World Cup for the sticks.
Yep.
Having said that, the Indian quick's been very good. Mo Shami, 16 poles in 4 games, average 7, striking at tick under 10 balls. Pretty good. Paul Sri Lanka, a new one. Jadeja and Bumrah also been pretty good. New Zealand definitely got their work cut out for them, but if there's anyone that loves a big upset and making it to the final of a World Cup, maybe not winning the final, but at least getting there, it's the Black Caps, and what a revelation Rachin Ravindra has been. Announced himself on the world stage. He's had 3 tons, averaging over 70. He's only about 22, 23 years of age. The rest of their batting's been pretty good. Daryl Mitchell, Devon Conway, and big boost with Kane Williamson back, from the ACL. So he would have been, chomping at the bit to get ready for the back end of this this tournament. Aiming all his rehab around coming back for this. So, look, if anyone can cause a big upset, it's that little nation of 4.5 million people across from us, but it would be a huge upset on Wednesday if they were to get it done.
Definitely, and I think looking at their recent form, they've had the bit of the Mickey over.
They've dipped,
over India in one-day internationals. I think they were 4 of the last 6, with 2 of those being no result for rain. So I assume probably a bunch of those were played in New Zealand for that. So whether the home field advantage here for the Indians will be too much for the New Zealand squad, but on recent form, especially in the one-day internationals, they've been had the Mickey of them. It's been, I guess, a little bit closer in the other formats as well.
Problem is, it's not the other formats, so it's
also true.
India at home.
A lot of the similar sort of players, yes, but it is of course a different format.
These odds possibly a little better than what I had expected. $1.33 for India on Wednesday night. The Black Caps coming in at $3.25. Geez, it would be an almighty boil over. You could imagine there'd be 1.2 billion people that would be shocked if India don't get through to the final.
Shubman Gill just hit 16 off that over, so maybe you're playing the Netherlands and get him into some form.
That's right. Playing for a big ton here. All right, let's talk about our Aussies. Going to play South Africa Thursday night. South Africa had a pretty good run against us recently. We struggled over there in that warm-up just before the World Cup. So 4 out of the last 6 have gone to the South Africans. They were our sort of smoky dark horse. Watch out for them. And they've definitely haven't disappointed. Their batting has been extremely potent. Led by Quinton de Kock. We have to get him early. I think if we've got any chance, he's a tick under 600 runs at 65. Yeah. But then you've also got to worry about Van der Dusen and Markram and the like. Bavuma's been having a stinker. He may not even play. So I think it's all going to come down to early wickets. And if we can jag 1 or 2 early, which we've done in a few games, we'll definitely give ourselves a chance.
Oh, agreed.
Their bowler's been very good too.
Yeah.
So everyone knows, Rabada and Janssen pretty good. I hadn't heard much of this Coetzee bloke, but he's had 18 at under 20, so he's definitely going to be a handful. So it'll be interesting as well. Bat first, bowl first. I imagine we'll try and win the toss and bat and try and get 350 plus the way that this tournament's been shaping up.
Have you noticed a trend at all in the tournament about whether defending or chasing's been
good
preference?
I think a lot of teams that have set totals have come out. Probably should have looked.
Yeah,
this is maybe one for our research man if you're
to
listening.
Check the results.
We've gone a few where we've bowled first and haven't really understood the plan. I think the other night against Bangladesh kind of made sense. Dead rubber, maybe try and bowl them out and conserve a bit of time. The Bangladeshis, they
hitting 300.
Yeah, they were 50 more than they'd made for the whole tournament. So definitely gave us a game last night. But the Bison, how good was he?
Oh yes,
177 not. I thought he was going to try and go past what. So Watto used to have before, and we'll get to Maxwell in a second. Before what Maxwell did 4 nights ago, 185 was the highest score ever by an Aussie in ODI, and I thought the Bison was going to just try and get past there to go 1 and 2, but he played his role really well, and Smudge getting into the runs there too was nice because he hasn't had a bunch. Maxwell, we've got to talk about it.
Yep.
A lot of people have come out and said it's the greatest ODI innings of all time, and I think it's pretty hard to argue against that, isn't it?
I think with the timing when he came out, the batting on one leg for most of it, and then
batting on 0 for
exactly. No movement, just throwing the bat at it, and
the physio's running out, and you think, he's done. Throw in the towel, try and let 10 and 11 look after it, and he just kept going, and it was testament to how good the bloke's eye is and how strong he is through his wrists. Just being able to pick up anything that was half volley on his pads, didn't matter. He didn't have to move his feet. It was going the journey. Incredible job from Pat Cummins as well to just stay out there and not get out.
Well, yeah, exactly. Just to face the rocks he needs to face, turn it over when he could, and just let Maxie go to work.
200-run partnership when a bloke makes 12.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Yeah. It's incredible. So no one had ever made 200 chasing. So there's been about 10 200s in the past. It's all happened in the first innings. So no one's ever done it chasing. So there's one thing that's never been done.
Yeah.
The game, the stage of the game, 6 for 90 or whatever we were absolutely up shit creek. Yep. Starting to look like, oh gosh, if we lose this, we may not make the semi-finals. Backs against the wall. Then the physical state of him, the cramping just got worse after the 100, and then after the 150, he just kept cramping up. And then to get the win, I think, it ticks all the boxes in whatever you're looking for in your metrics in greatest innings of all time. I don't want to go that far, I don't want to put it against Test knocks because...
Yeah, but for a one-day international,
ODI,
I think it's...
I think it's
especially in a World Cup, to guarantee a place in the semi-finals and the way, working your way through all of that, I think, in my mind, there's no doubt. I think it is one of the all-time greatest knocks of all. By an Australian, and it's a bummer that I assume most of Australia was in bed.
Well, a lot of people were asleep.
Woke up to the fact that it was like, holy crap.
I went to bed. It was a work night. It was a game that I thought we would win. Just woke up and just thought, my goodness, what happened overnight. I got this off the internet, so I don't know if all these people have actually said this, but anyways, this is what the graphics said. Sachin Tendulkar said best ODI knock of all time. Wazir Makram said the same. Yuvraj Singh said an innings of a lifetime. Harbhajan Singh said the best innings ever. Ian Smith, Harsha Bogle, Michael Vaughan, some big names in terms of skill and in the commentary arena, all agreeing. So, look, if you've got your argument against it, you'd want a pretty compelling case. But I think general consensus, probably the best ODI innings of all time.
Yeah. Yep. I agree.
All right, so Maxie had a rest last night. Didn't need him because the Bison was so good. The big talking point, I think, for Aussie cricket fans will be who's our best 11 for Thursday night. And I wanted to have a chat to you about that. Davey Warner, how good's he been? Bit of, speculation over the last couple of years, especially in the test arena. His white ball form has been a little lacklustre, but and certainly...
and he's on his road to retirement as well. He's announced that.
For test cricket. Yep. But the bloke looks like he can play till he's 40, the way that he's been playing this tournament.
Is there anyone knocking down the door to kick him out of the squad?
So. No. I don't. White ball's perhaps different, but you wouldn't want to the way that his form's been. Okay. Anyways, he'll be playing on Thursday night for sure. Travis Head back from that hand injury, he'll be there. The Bison at 3.
Yep.
And then you could start probably making some arguments. Steve Smith will play.
He was solid last night.
I have no doubt about that.
He played second fiddle to Bison, but he was out there and supportive.
Now it starts to get a little bit interesting. Did Marnus Labuschagne's fielding separate him?
Good question. Because his batting hasn't been amazing.
In the lead up in South Africa, he was one of our best and forced his way into the squad with poor Ashton Agar missing out. I think Labuschagne gets 5. I think Maxi 6, depending on game situation. Yep. If we lose a couple and we need someone to steady the ship, maybe Marnus, or if we need someone to.
Who keeps?
I think it'll be Inglis, and I think it'll be 7.
Yep.
Again, game dependent.
Yeah.
Which means poor Alex Carey misses out. That's the trend that's happened over the last few games. I think there's no doubt that Sean Abbott will not take part.
Yep.
So we've got Carey out. We've got Abbott out. That means we still need 2 more to miss out. I think Stoinis and Green probably miss out there too.
I think so as well. If they've got the Bison can throw down some rocks
if he needs to. Maxwell can bowl 8 overs of darts.
Yeah, so I think they've got enough options. They don't need to throw in an extra one. And both Green and Stein really haven't, knocked the door down with the opportunities they've had to cement that spot. So
both had ample opportunity. Both haven't taken it with 2 hands. It's a tough 11 to break into. So I think we're probably in agreement. We'll be seeing Head, Warner, Marsh, Smith, Labuschagne, Maxwell, Inglis, Stark, Cummins, Zampa, Hazelwood.
Yep. I think the only one-day games we played in the last year were against South Africa, and we won the first 2 games out and then lost the last 3.
Okay.
So, but that was in September. So some recent form there against South Africa, but they haven't played any other one-day internationals going back to 2020. I think it was like 2029, 2020, like the end of the year was the last time they played one days.
Yeah.
So it's not a format we actually play a lot of.
Well, in an Ashes year as well, a bit happened there. Johnny Bairstow, etc.
Yeah, nothing over COVID, etc. So
yeah, it's been a while. I think that's our 11. Quick shout out to Zampa. How good's he been? Leading wicket taker in the tournament so far. So may need him to take care of some of those. South African sticks, as Shubman Gill may have just hauled out there for 51.
51 off 30. It's not bad.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with that. Get them to 100 off 10.
Yeah, if they're scoring pretty quick, aren't they? Yeah. 400 looks like unders, perhaps, if this keeps going this way. Anyways, Zamp's been very good. We'll need him on Thursday night.